To everyone out there who wears an avoidant attachment like a badge of honor, this is your wake-up call. Welcome to the Alchemist Collective. If you found this video, it is most likely that it is meant for you. I'm Aransha, your guide on this journey of it is not a flex to be emotionally unavailable. It's not strength to run from love. It is not okay to leave a trail of hurt behind you because you refuse to face yourself. And this is not an attack. This is a call to rise, because this is a new era. And in this new era, we are no longer tolerating emotionally stunted relationships. If you want to love and if you want to be loved, it is time to do the work. Have you ever ghosted someone who truly cared about you? Or have you ever pushed someone away the moment things got too deep? Have you ever left someone confused and heartbroken because you didn't know how to handle intimacy? If this sounds like you, then it is time to be honest. It's time to have an honest conversation that your avoidant attachment isn't protecting you. It is ruining your connections. And it is keeping you from the love that you so secretly crave. Avoidance is a defense mechanism, right? It is not a personality trait. An avoidant attachment is not strength. It is simply fear. It doesn't make you powerful, right? It makes you disconnected. It makes you disconnected from yourself. It makes you disconnected from love. If you keep running from love, this doesn't mean that you're independent. This means that you are scared. You are not in control of your emotions. You're avoiding them. And every time you shut someone out, you are proving that your fears own you. It is not just who you are. This is a trauma response. Because somewhere in your past, you maybe learned that vulnerability was unsafe. Maybe you had emotionally distant parents. Maybe you felt that love is conditional. Maybe the people that you trusted let you down. So now you keep everyone at arm's length. You sabotage relationships before they can hurt you, right? You convince yourself that I don't need anyone, when deep down, you actually really do. I need you to understand the damage that you cause is real. Do you know how many loving, kind, genuine people you've hurt? Only because you weren't brave enough to face yourself. Do you know how many people you've left confused? You've left feeling that they are unworthy? You left wondering what they did wrong? When in reality, it was never about them. It was always about you. And having an avoidant attachment, it doesn't just affect you. It literally creates a ripple effect of pain. And it's time to take responsibility for that. We are calling out. I am calling out the emotional recklessness of dating without doing the work. It is no longer acceptable to date while you are avoidant, period. Dating while you are emotionally unavailable is a selfish act. If you know you struggle with intimacy, why are you getting into relationships in the first place? Where you know someone will get hurt. If you're not willing to communicate and put in effort, then you have no business dating until you fix that within yourself. The era of emotionally unavailable relationship is over. We are no longer tolerating breadcrumbing, mixed signals, or people who need space every time shit gets deep, every time things get real. People are waking up. We are healing. We are choosing love that is deep. We are choosing a love that feels secure, that feels fulfilling. And if you don't want to do the work, stay single. Stay single. But don't drag someone into your mess just because you don't want to be alone. You have to understand that you are not a victim of your attachment style. You have the power to change it. The same way you learn to run is the same way you can learn to stay. The same way you build these high walls around you, you can tear them down. But only if you're willing to face yourself. I want to share a story with you. I call this story loving someone who was never fully there, in a relationship with someone who never truly let me in, right? Years of waiting, of hoping, of convincing myself that one day, they would change. I met them at a time in my life when I was ready for something real. I wanted deep love. I wanted commitment. I wanted a partnership where we could grow together, right? But from the beginning, something just felt off. They were charming, they were intelligent and independent. Everything I thought I wanted, but they were also destined. It felt like they were standing behind an invisible wall that I could never seem to break through. And every time I tried to get closer, they would pull away. If we had a good week, they would emotionally disappear the next week. If I asked about the future, they would change the subject or tell me that they weren't sure. And every time I needed reassurance, they made me feel like I was asking for too much. But I didn't leave, because in the moments of avoidance, there were glimpses of what could be. When they did let their guard down, it was so beautiful. It was really good. And I held on to those moments like proof that they were capable of love, you know? So I stayed. I stayed because I thought I could be the one to show them what love really feels like. I believe that if I just gave them more time, if I just give them more patience, if I just give them more understanding, that eventually they would stop running, right? But what I didn't realize then was that I was running too. I was running from the truth that you cannot love someone into healing. You can't. That no matter how much you give, no matter how much you prove your worth, or how deeply you love, a person will only heal when they choose to. And they didn't choose to. I finally had to accept that they never would be. That I was pouring love into a bottomless cup, hoping that one day it would be enough. But the truth is, it was never about me. They weren't running from me. They were running from themselves. And I remember the night I finally decided to walk away. I knew that staying any longer wouldn't change them. It would only continue to break me. So I let go from the fantasy that I had created in my mind. If you are listening to this and you're in love with someone who keeps you at a distance, please hear me when I say this. You cannot fix someone. You cannot fix someone who doesn't want to fix themselves. You cannot spend your life waiting for someone to choose you when they can't even choose themselves. When I finally let go, I made space for the love I truly deserved. A love that didn't make me feel like I had to earn it. A love that was certain. A love that was ready. And that's what you deserve too. And this is a call to all avoidance. There is some practical steps to stop hurting others. Healing is a process and it starts now. So I want you to recognize that you are the problem. You need to stop blaming others for being too emotional or too needy. Your inability to handle love, that's your issue, not ours. And until you own this, nothing will change. I want you to get to the root of your avoidance. What are you really afraid of? Are you afraid of rejection? Are you afraid of abandonment? I want you to start journaling. I want you to go to therapy. I want you to do the inner child work. And the deeper you go, the more you understand why you keep running. And you have to learn to sit with the discomfort. When you feel the urge to pull away, I want you to pause, and instead of ghosting someone, I want you to communicate why you feel the need to pull away. Even though that's a foreign concept, growth happens when you lean into the discomfort instead of escaping it, right? So stop dating until you are ready to show up fully. If you are not ready for emotional intimacy, just do not get into relationships. Work on yourself first, then enter from a place of love, from a place of healing. If you've ever suffered at the hands of an avoidant, I want to give you this validation today. You were never the problem, okay? If someone pushed you away, if someone disappeared or left you feeling confused, please understand, it was never about you. They didn't leave because you weren't enough. They left because they weren't enough. You deserve someone who doesn't run at the first sign of death. Love should feel safe. Love should feel secure. Love should feel consistent. And if someone made you feel uncertain, it's because they were battling demons that they refused to face. You stop waiting for them, because you cannot fix someone who isn't willing to do the work. You need to let them go. Let them go. It's okay. And to those of you who are struggling with avoidance, this is a challenge for you. It's all about the chase for you. You are hurting people, and you are hurting yourself in the process. You have the power to heal. You have the power to grow. You have the power to love so deeply, but only if you are willing to put in the work. To those who have been hurt by an avoidant partner, you deserve so much better. You deserve a love that doesn't leave you questioning your worth. So please keep your heart open for the right person, and never ever lower your standards for someone who isn't ready, okay? I want you to say this affirmation daily. Say it with me. Love is meant to be felt deeply. I release fear. I release avoidance. And I open myself to love in its fullest form, right? And if you're an avoidant, write an apology letter to someone that you've pushed away. Dig deep within yourself and share some raw, real emotions. This will help with your fear of rejection. You don't have to send the letter. You can tear it up, or you can keep it. Are you an avoidant? Have you been hurt by someone that is an avoidant? Let's spark conversation. Let's talk about it. If this message resonated with you, please share it with someone who might need to hear this. And always remember, you are the light. You are the prize. I'm sending you love and light. Until next time, namaste.